Hey everyone, it's that math magician, and on this video we're going to take a look at quadratics and more specifically the zero product property. I have an equation here where we want to find the quadratic roots, the zeros, the x-intercepts, whatever you want to say, but I want to find out where they're going to be. And so we have x squared minus 7x minus 8 equals 0, and we want to use the zero product property. But first, we need to factor. And to factor, we use the box and diamond method. If you forgot how to do it, let me help you. The x squared term is always going to go in the bottom left corner. The constant is going to go in the upper right corner. We take those two terms, we multiply them together, and we end up at the very top of our diamond problem with negative 8x squared. Perfect. Now we're going to take that middle term, the x term, and that's going to go in the bottom of our diamond problem. And now we have to figure out what these two missing factors are going to be, where they're going to multiply to make negative 8x squared, but they're going to add to negative 7x, right? Those two missing terms there. They're going to multiply to negative 8, add to negative 7. So this is going to be tricky for us. Now I want you to think about that. Two factors are multiplying and you're getting a negative number. That means then one of those terms has to be negative, right? There's no way for it to work unless one of them is negative. A negative times a positive will give you that negative. Okay, so now we need to think of some factors of negative 8. Well, I think we could start off with probably, let's do negative 1 and 8. That's one set of factors. And now look, wait a minute. Oh, that looks good. Negative 1 and 8. That definitely multiplies to negative 8. But oh, that's so close. It doesn't get to negative 7. It gets to positive 7. So we're close, right? We're super close. We're getting to the 7, but we're on the positive side. So I think what we have to do is take that negative 1, take the negative off, put it on the negative 8. I think that is going to get us to negative 7x. Think about that. You have negative 8x's, but you add an x to it. Those are the two missing pieces. Those multiply to negative 8x squared, but they add to negative 7x. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, we're going to throw that back into our box. Negative 8x, 1x. And now we just got to find the dimensions of that box there. Okay, let's get the dimensions. What makes x squared? Well, that is x and x. X times what gives you 1x? I think that's just plus 1. X times what gives you negative 8x? That's just negative 8. So now we've successfully factored this quadratic. I'm going to go ahead and get our product form ready to go. We've changed it from the sum at the top. That's the sum form. We've now got it in our product form. What do we put in each set of parentheses there? That's going to be the sides or the dimensions of our rectangle. So I can have x minus 8. I can have x plus 1. We have successfully factored this out. Now's the point where we can actually use the zero product property. We've done all this work and we haven't even used zero product property. Now here's what zero product property says. Zero product property states if I have two things and they are multiplying each other and it equals 0, well, that means one of those terms must be 0, right? Think about that. Two things multiply together, you get 0 out the end. Well, one of those things must be 0. You can't multiply two things together and get 0 if something isn't 0 in there. So that's what we're going to use to help us. We then know that x minus 8 has to be equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. And that right there is the zero product property. That is us taking that equation, splitting it into two. We know one of the two has to be equal to 0. Now we just solve those, and we have our x-intercepts. Let's solve the left side. We're going to add 8 to both sides to cancel out or 0 out that 8 on the left. X is going to equal positive 8. Boom, we have one of the roots. All right, let's do the next one. Minus 1, minus 1. Those 0 out on the left-hand side. X equals negative 1. Those are our x-intercepts, our roots, our zeros, whatever the heck you want to call them. But that's how we use zero product property to find those x-intercepts. But remember, you can only do that if it's in factored form. If it's not in factored form, well, that's where box and diamond comes in to help you out. It's that math magician, and I'll see you on the next video.